In the last you mentioned optional. So like your optional was anthropology,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure that viewers, they would be looking up to certain tips from the topper, right, regarding anthro. So like in general, like how did you decide your optional? What parameters you feel are the right aspects for deciding that what should be my optional? Because people, they get influenced by the toppers. For example, like you have got anthro, so many aspirants, they will be enthused that we can also take anthro, or the people, they try to identify that okay, let's take out a list of top 50, and the toppers who got the maximum that particular option, will go with that. But in reality, from your experience, what are the different parameters on the basis of which you chose the optional? And like then particularly about anthro, any sources or anything which you would like to guide the students about?
Yes, sir. So one thing that I'd like to highlight here is that while choosing your optional, don't look at the pros and cons of the optional. Look at the pros and cons of yourself, and if you are able to fit in with that optional. I'll explain this. For example, in my case, I come from a biology background, and BDS as an optional was not available in the list of optionals. So the closest subject to my background was anthropology, because in anthropology we have a we have a segment of physical anthropology, and that has topics like evolution, genetics, and I thought that particularly for myself, I might be able to score well in those areas. So those areas were my strengths. The second thing was that coming from a medical background, I have a little habit of drawing diagrams, such as the diagram of skull or the jaw, or in evolution we have to draw diagrams. So I thought that I would be able to do well. So the whole analysis came to the fact that I might be able to perform better in anthropology than in any other subject, and that might give me an edge. So my strengths inculcated in that subject. And coming to how to prepare for anthropology.
I like to put a break. So two phases happen actually, because
Yes.
I've also been through the preparation. There's one stage when we are deciding our optional, when we feel that these are our strengths and these are our weaknesses, and therefore we should go with that optional.
Yes.
And once we have prepared that optional, so in hindsight we can look that certain new things might have come up, that okay, I did not know that I had this particular strength which came into play, or I thought that this was a strength, but this optional does not need that strength that much.
Okay.
I mean, so,
Yes.
so basically in the beginning you might have thought that okay, on this basis, so how much of that came true, that these things, they actually helped you in anthro? And apart from thing, any other things, any new challenges which you had to face which you not anticipated, or any easy things which happened which you also had not anticipated?
Yes, sir. So, sir, to decide if it favors me or not, I actually took the help of previous year question papers of the optional subject, and I had a look at those questions, and I saw 1, 2 questions from my BDS syllabus in that paper.
Okay.
So that was the deal breaker.
Okay.
The question I saw for the first time was the question on Down's syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and I had prepared it in my final year in my college.
Okay.
So if some subject is giving me that opportunity to use that background knowledge, then I think that worked for me. Now, coming to the other part is that sometimes just your interest in that subject is not enough.
Okay.
You should also know if you would be able to channelize your interests into output.
Definitely.
So for that, you must try to read through certain aspects of that syllabus. You must see, for example, in anthropology, I did not know that there is a huge part of social anthropology as well.
Okay.
And that is the part that I actually started liking more than physical.
Okay.
Because that has aspects such as caste system, family, marriage, and these are certain things that really interest me, or anyone in general who is into the preparation. So that also became another good factor. But the hindrance that came, I think one thing was that anthropology has very little overlaps with general studies.
Okay.
So this thing I realized later, that maybe this might be a hindrance, but I think it is not really a hindrance. If you like that subject and if you're able to cover it, then it's all right.
So how much of this anthro it overlaps with society part of GS?
So very little.
Very little.
Some part of society overlaps with GS society,
Okay.
but apart from that, I think it does not figure anywhere else.
Okay.
The other hindrance was that in the paper 2 of tribal anthropology, you need to learn some things, memorize some things. There are a lot of classifications. There are a lot of tribes in India which we are not aware of before starting this journey. But then at the end of the day, you come out more aware, you come out more knowledgeable about your own country. So I think it is a win-win situation.
Great. That helps. That actually is more specific.